What's going on, Pokemon GO trainers? Welcome to episode 146 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon GO way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, what's up?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Not too much. Just playing a lot of Pokemon GO recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Is that new?
I feel like it's a new game. I mean, I saw the app and I downloaded it. I said, whoa, this looks interesting. I've always wanted to be the best trainer there ever was.
How many times have you had to delete and re-download the app in the history of the app?
A few times.
I've probably done it like 40 times.
Yeah, I definitely did it recently. I went on a hike last weekend, and we went up Maine to some I was in Scarborough, Maine, if anybody's familiar with that.
No one's familiar with that.
It was just kind of like a out of nowhere little like trail area, and it's like it was wicked cute, but there's like no parking. It's kind of like, you know, like 3 people at max can be parked there.
But
so
why did you have to re-download your game?
Because it was my internet that was messed up, not my game, but I thought it was the game. So I deleted it, only to get stuck with downloading it for the rest of the hike. It was like a walking
Sweet.
trail. Then we did another trail, which was really cool. It's kind of like in the middle of a field, and it's like you kind of go on the outskirts and it's a trail, but then you kind of like come out where the field is, and it's like this huge long walk through the field, and it's beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, I've been I'm in the final week of my online schooling, so it's been a little crazy for me on my end, just sitting in front of a computer for fucking 8 hours straight, you know, every day this week, you know, including tomorrow and probably most of Saturday as well. So it's just been eyeball stimulation for me over the past week. My fucking eyes are killing me. I've been sitting in front of the computer so much. It's like I'm already sitting in front of the computer 20, 30 hours for the podcast shit. Now it's like another 20, 30 hours for fucking school. My eyeballs are like, they're ready to explode. But anyway, all right, let's get back to the matter at hand, and that's Pokemon GO. We've got some stuff to talk about this week. We will, of course, recap the weekly gameplay, which included Eevee Spotlight Hour. We had another Heatran Raid Hour yesterday. We're currently in the first week of the Mega September event, and we're going to review the features, make sure you're prepared. I want to have a little conversation about Mega Raids, follow up on our conversation that we had last week, where we were talking about the feelings and the hot takes and the vibes that were going on online, which leads us to the next segment, where I want to talk about the current state of the community on Twitter and how they seem to be reacting to specific content creators, myself included, and it's fucking crazy. So I want to break into that whole conversation.
Let's be honest. None of these conversations are going to be quick.
That one definitely is going to be long as shit, but it's definitely worth talking about because there's many in the community that are kind of all over the place about it. So I want to air all that shit out, and then we have some Porygon Community Day details. We've got a couple listener emails. And and that should be about an hour's worth of content. So, Adam, as usual, why don't you start with kind of our weekly recap of where we've been over the past few days in game.
All right. So this past week, we had basically all the trainers got a break. There's not much going on, and then September hit, and it was mega time.
Yep.
We'll get there. Heatran has been in raids, which not too exciting there. I know. Nobody's really too excited. I still don't have the shiny, so if
you're still working on it, have you been raiding?
I have been raiding, and anytime that one gets sent to me, I'm like, I'll buy that remote pass. I'll try for that shiny. So if you see a Heatran, get at me.
Dude, I'm so fucking done with remote Heatran.
All I want is a shiny.
I want nothing to do with that.
I'll have to find one of my lucky friends in the area and trade.
I want nothing to do with that shit.
Go Battle League is in Master League right now, and it's still suffering from performance issues, which is not the most popular of the core battlers.
Yeah, I mean, I think Master League, I don't know, I enjoy Master League, but it seems that the core battlers are definitely the Great League people. But I enjoy Master League, but I guess that means I'm casual or something. I don't know. But typically when Master League is live, the Go battle scene seems to chill out a little bit. People can kind of either relax a little bit or scramble it, to try to get the max rank they can before season end.
Exactly. And so that we've had no new shinies or anything like that released over the past week. We even had a spotlight hour for a past community day Pokemon, Eevee, which, spoiler alert, I got one. I got a shiny Eevee before the spotlight hour, so I really didn't go hard on spotlight hour.
Before the spotlight hour, you got one?
No, this was like on the second. No, when was spotlight hour? Was that I don't know. It was that Monday. I got it like the day before.
Okay, yeah, the second was Tuesday, so September 31st was Monday. So you got it the day before spotlight hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had Heatran Raid Hour.
Eevee's one of those Pokemon that I'm just always kind of like, I don't know. Well, it's not as exciting as it used to be.
Well, I was visiting with my grandfather, so it was definitely I would rather have done that, to be honest. I don't get to see them often.
Oh, I thought you meant you would have rather caught Eevee.
Oh, no.
I was about to say.
No, I take this game a little bit less seriously when I'm chilling with my family.
Oh, shit.
No, but it was nice to see my grandparents, and I left as I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of Eevees. I was like, shoot, it's spotlight hour. And I caught a couple that were like over 900 CP because they were all weather boosted.
Right.
No shiny, but it is what it is.
What about Heatran Raid Hour yesterday? I mean, is that something you're trying to do? How do raid hours go in your neck of the rural woods?
People are still in person, but
yeah,
there's a lot of chatter about, hey, invite me to the raid. I personally didn't do any. I was busy during that time. I had just picked up my son, and it was, I remember cooking dinner, and so it was just, I just wasn't available.
Yeah.
But shortly after, I messaged Josh from the Special Conditions podcast, and I was like, hey, hit me up with any Heatrans, and he got me 2 sent over.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't touched fucking Heatran. I had the shiny previously. Probably my 4th or 5th remote raid into Heatran, I got another shiny. I was going to try to get like a high IV Heatran, but after all the spending that I did during the Go Fest window, with Rayquaza and Gibble and Unknown and fucking Deoxys, and I had to take a break. Like, I really had to chill with the remote raids. So I bought 2 boxes, 2 like raid pass boxes, like regular, adventure boxes or whatever the fuck they are. So I have like 35, 40 regular raid passes, battle passes in my inventory. So it's like I'm telling myself all I'm going to do for the next couple weeks is push really hard on local raids. And that way I can invite people in. I could always get the raids done. And it's a little bit more cost effective for me, than paying the, 80 cents, 85 cents or whatever it rounds to be on a remote pass. But I'm totally done with fucking Heatran. And we still have a couple more days, another week of Heatran here. So I'm not, it's just like, come on, this was definitely that carryover Pokemon, but it is giving trainers that opportunity to chill. Yeah. Well, how many have you done?
I've probably done like 30 of them.
Yeah. But dude, 30 isn't
I know
even
that's
that
nothing,
many.
But I also have caught some prior and nothing shiny. So it's not like, and I definitely went hard when it was shiny. I know I did.
Yeah. What about your regular shiny luck? I know you had a good shiny week last week. Anything popping besides the Eevee?
4 days in a row. I caught Eevee on the 30th. I caught a shiny Pidove on the 31st. I caught a shiny Lotad on the 1st. And on the 2nd, I caught a shiny Tangela.
Wow, okay.
So I had 4 straight consecutive days that I got shinies.
That's
Still
awesome.
hoping that I get one tonight, but I've only got like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I Go plus a shiny Ammonite today, which was cool.
I need that bad.
I've already had them, but that's definitely a cool Pokemon. I'm just into it. All right. Well, I mean, it's. I mean, have you said you've been playing a lot of Pokemon, but has it? What I've noticed is some people trying to continue their play habit, but take a step back from the hyper engagement of raids and GBL and just kind of get back to basics with catching Pokemon and grinding? Like, has that how it's been for you? Like, have you felt that step back a little bit from kind of the spending and just get back to basics, or is it kind of, yeah, right? Like,
yeah,
I think
I've been
this
catching
week
a
has
lot
been good
more.
for that.
I mean, I've been working too, so like I kind of just have the Go Plus going all the time.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I've been Go Plusing like fucking crazy because I've been doing schoolwork, so I'm just sitting here running incense, and I've been doing a lot of driving, moving around, so it's like I'm just fucking Go Plusing like crazy, and it's crazy because my Pokeball management has had to shift. Where, like, I mean, it was stupid, but I mean, I could have 1,000 fucking Ultra Balls on hand. It's like, it's so dumb. So now I'm cutting my Ultra Balls down to, I don't know, something like 300. And then I'm trying to keep about 1,000 regular Pokeballs on hand. So that way I can always run the Pokeball Plus.
So fast.
Yeah, because they just go so fucking quick.
I have 24.
And then I carry no Great Balls. No Great Balls. So
I have like 500 Great Balls, 300 and something Ultra Balls.
With how easily I could get Ultra Balls, I don't see any benefit to holding on to Great Balls. So it's like 1,000 Pokeballs, 300 Ultra Balls, and I'm in a good spot. That's typically where my happy zone is.
Okay, makes sense.
Well, it's been a little bit of a relaxed week, but now September kind of puts us back into high gear. There's a lot to cover here. We ran through everything on the last episode. It was so much fucking information, just event after event after event.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened on that episode.
Right. So we'll start covering each weekly chunk in the next 4 episodes as we get through September. So we're in Mega September week number 1, so the first of 3. And this started on Tuesday the 1st. It runs through Monday the 7th at 10 p.m. Your goal is going to be to complete as many Mega Raids as you can. Now, like I said at the top of the show, I do want to discuss the current state of the game in regards to Mega Raids, following up on our convo from last week, and ultimately how Twitter is behaving. So a lot of the stuff is going to kind of tie into itself. So what I'll do is I'll get through the features of the week, and then we'll kind of pick apart each of them and talk about how it applies to the current community vibe, because I think that's very important to talk about. All right, so here's what's going on this week. We have increased Mega Raids. We have an increased attack bonus from friends in raids. We have event-exclusive field research with raid-related tasks. You can receive Mega Energy for the starters from field research. Now, this is a group of higher probability encounters. I don't see any consistency across this entire group. So I'll read off the Pokemon. Adam, let me know if you see any connection between these Pokemon. Abra, Magnemite, Execute, Rhyhorn, Tangela, Electabuzz, Ammonite, Aerodactyl, Murkrow, Trico, Torchic, Lotad, Roselia. There's no rhyme or reason here, right? Like, do these things have...
That's just Gen 1 and Gen 2.
But,
right?
But like, why Trico and Torchic and no Mudkip? Like, I don't understand that. It's so weird.
Doesn't make
sense.
This
is just like a motley crew, and I was like, oh, well, is it all Pokemon that could eventually Mega Evolve? Is that where they're going with this? And it's not. It's totally weird. Don't understand the encounter pool here. It doesn't have any cohesion, in my opinion. It's kind of funky, but definitely cool to see Ammonite in the wild, Aerodactyl in the wild. The others... Magnemite maybe is a little bit exciting for me, but
I still don't have a Magnemite or an Ammonite, so I am going super hard for those. But I have yet to see a shiny one of either of those.
Yeah, and then the weird thing in the promotional copy, the actual blog post copy, they're like, if you're lucky, you may even run into a shiny Lotad. And it's like, we've had Lotad forever as a shiny. Why are they talking about fucking Lotad here? Like, it's like Abra, Magnemite, Execute, Rhyhorn, Tangela, Electabuzz, Ammonite. Well, Electabuzz really, I think, Electabuzz is the only one on this entire fucking list that can't be shiny. And it's like, we've seen shiny Electabuzz before, but it's through evolution or whatever. It's just, it doesn't make sense why they would pull out Lotad. No increased odds or anything from what I understand. It's just bizarre. I never played. I couldn't play on Lotad, what was it, Special Research Day or whatever they had?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I couldn't play that day. I was working. So I only have one shiny Lotad. So I need them. but I've definitely been clicking on the shit ton. I haven't gotten any. But complete 2 million Mega Raids to unlock Mega Pidgeot. All right, so those are the features. Now let's kind of talk about a couple of them in detail and how it applies to the community. So, the attack bonus from friends in raids. This is a big one. And Pokeminers pulled some data, and this is what they found. From being a good friend, it used to be a 3% attack bonus. Now it's a 13.3 attack bonus. So an additional 10%. That's going to be pretty consistent here. Great friend bonus was 5%. It's now 15.5. Ultra was 7%. It's now 17.7. And best friends was 10% and is now 21%. So raiding with best friends right now, a 21% damage increase. It's fucking massive. Especially when you're trying to go against the clock and do speed bonus and stuff like that. This bonus really helps raid with friends. Okay, so that's all positive. That's good. Mega Energy Field Research Tasks. This one was like a very, very welcomed announcement from Niantic. Everyone was like, fuck yeah, more ways to get Mega Energy. No one can find the fucking research tasks in the wild. So I've spun close to 400 stops. 400 unique stops over the past couple days since this has been a thing. And I've only come across 2 Mega Energy research tasks out of 400 stops. What about you?
Same. Exact. I've literally only gotten 2.
Shit, man. It's crazy. Like,
I have more like battle in a raid, defeat a mega raid, defeat 3 raids, defeat 5 raids.
That kind of talks about the next thing. Like, they do all this raid stuff. The object of the week is to complete 2 million mega raids, but it kind of feels bad, man. Do raids to unlock
it's like,
more
hey,
raids.
I'm forcing you to battle in more raids, which is more raid passes, which is subliminal messaging there.
Well,
that's how I feel.
Let's talk about the community. The community is already upset about the monetization vibe or feel of mega raids. And we're going to get to some changes that are happening in the game right now that are live. But as of, leading up to this event, people were fucking upset because they didn't like the way mega raids were deployed in regards to monetization. If they felt that it really fucked free-to-play players, it favored heavy spenders, and the investment of time and investment of money wasn't enough to warrant wanting to take part in this. So when you have someone saying all right, great, I can get mega energy from field research, and they go out and get 1 billion different researches, and not only are they not for mega energy, but they're all do 5 raids, do 3 raids. It's just like,
I've literally just deleted all the 5 raids.
Dude, me too. Well, because I was counting my, all my tasks. So I was systematically deleting them and everything. But I literally deleted all that shit because I wasn't doing raids at that point when I was just searching for tasks. I was driving through congested areas just trying to spin stops. But you have all this stuff going on during a time that the community is already kind of exceptionally tense. And, a couple things you have to remember here. The scheduling of this was, I'm sure, in stone and ready to go prior to the release of Megas altogether. So regardless of whether the view on the launch of the Megas was positive or negative, the next week was going to be fucking Mega Week in September. So people are saying oh, how could they fucking do this? We're already upset about spending money. Now they want us to do tasks with do 5 raids. It's yes, it feels bad, man. It's not a good look, but this shit was already in stone. This stuff was already, pre-planned, but it definitely doesn't feel right. Now, Mega Pidgeot, I fucking love. I cannot wait to do this. And definitely an unpopular opinion, and we'll get to it in a minute. I love the way Megas are deployed. I thought it was fucking great. I thought it was spot on. I didn't necessarily feel it needed a ton of changes, and we do have a ton of changes coming. So, Adam, why don't you tell us about the updates that... Now, this is they put out a tweet saying, hey, we want your feedback, and a couple days later they say, we've listened, here's some changes. Why don't you review that?
All right, which is going to bring us to the big topic of the week. How do we feel about Mega Raids? Niantic announced an update to the economy of the mechanic today. So let's break it down, see what they've done, and let's see if they can satisfy the community. All right, let's just start out by talking about Mega Energy costs to get a Pokemon into the Mega Dex. At the launch of Megas, the cost was 200 Mega Energy. After the update, the cost is still 200 Mega Energy. But
there's a big but here. There's a big AJ from Go Stadium. There's a big but right here.
Yes. The amount of energy earned from raids has been updated. Originally, you could earn anywhere from 35 to 50 Mega Energy, depending on your speed bonus. After the update, you can now earn between 50 to 90 Mega Energy, which is a humongous improvement.
Yeah, solid.
That's going to mean that it could take between 4 to 6 raids to earn enough energy to dex a Mega Starter, and now it takes between 3 and 4 raids.
Yeah, so, picture one person physically at a raid, invites 5 people, 3 of them show up, you have 4 people in a Mega Raid. You're not going to do too well from a speed perspective when you have 4 people in a raid. The majority of invite-based Mega Raids that I've been doing are 4 or 5 people total. So I would maybe get 40 Mega Energy per raid, which, again, I'm the outlier here. I didn't mind it, but people are saying, oh man, 40 energy, I need 200. It means I got to do 5 fucking raids to unlock this dex entry. A lot of people weren't too jived with that. But now the minimum is 50. So I'd imagine, fabulous. Yeah, I'd imagine the average is going to be 60, 70, even 80 Mega Energy. So now instead of having to do 5 raids, let's say, the minimum the minimum that it would cost would be 4 raids. Chances are it could take 3 raids. So, if I just think that this was a positive all the way for the community. Everything I've seen from this has been positive, except for one thing from the community. And I knew that this was going to happen. You have people going, this is great, but what about all the people that already spent all their fucking money getting their dex entries and rushed to do it and blah, 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 blah. I'll get to that later with the whole rush to, be the first in line. And all
the
that.
FOMO.
Yeah. But without a doubt, this is a positive, right? There's nothing, you can't take away anything negative. Okay, perfect. So still cost 200 Mega Energy for that dex entry. And again, 200 Mega Energy for the starters. More to come on that, but continue.
All right, so next we have the re-evolution cost being reduced from 25 to 20 for Pokemon like Beedrill and 50 to 40 for Pokemon like the starters. While it seems like a surefire win for the community, should we be prepared for Mega Legendaries to have an even higher cost? And do you think this update is going to make the community feel better or worse?
It can only make them feel better. Now, are they going to be completely satisfied? I'll just say no, because
they're never satisfied.
It's been very difficult.
It's never enough. We want more.
But the reduction from 50 to 40 for the re-evolution of the starters is great, because if you're getting a minimum of 50 energy from a raid, even if you do it at the slowest amount of time, you're still going to be in surplus once you get past your dex. So I think that's very important to know. But like you mentioned, the question of, all right, Beedrill cost 20 to re-evolve, the starters are 40 to re-evolve, but what about Mega Mewtwo? Is Mega Mewtwo going to cost 250 or 300 to dex as a Mega Evolution? You know what I mean? Is the re-evolution cost for Mewtwo going to be 60 or 70, where the starters it's 40? Because you think of the different classifications of buddy Pokemon, where you could have a 1 kilometer candy, 3 kilometer candy, 5 kilometer candy, 20 kilometer candy for a legendary. Are you going to see that kind of difference?
Drastic change?
Yeah, I just think that we should be prepared for there to be another tier above the starters.
And now I have a question. You might not know the answer to it. So when you Mega Evolve Charizard, he's got the 2 forms.
Right.
X and Y. You can choose between them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Once you choose one, does the other one still cost
It
Like,
still
is
costs
that
the full amount because it's a separate dex entry.
okay?
So when you're looking at your mega dex, anything that has its own standalone mega dex entry will cost that full amount.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, that
So,
makes more sense.
Yeah, so it's like you do X, it's 200. You do Y, it's 200. You do X, it's 200. Subsequently, it's 40. But that first time for Y, still 200. So yeah, you can't skirt your way around that. But
Okay, but even if it's the same Charizard?
even if it's the same Charizard.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's I don't have a problem with the 200. A lot of people were flipping the fuck out over the 200, because it took so many raids to get there. I think that with the increased candy cost, it's going to help calm that conversation down. I think that getting a dex entry should be difficult. It should take a lot of work. Like,
Especially if these megas, they're not like they're trying to make it. There's something special, and that's what they are. They're special.
Yeah.
And if you want that dex entry, you either have to wait and use your free raid pass and get enough people to join in, or you go hard and you get it immediately.
Yep. No, I agree, and I'll touch on that in a minute.
Yeah, and I mean we'll keep going. So Niantic's also said that they're working on a few more adjustments. Walking with your buddy to earn Mega Energy, more ways to earn Mega Energy through research and other gameplay. Earning bonus candy when catching Pokemon that share a type with your Mega. So
it's good to know that they were able to make these changes live in game right now, and then they also have some other shit on the table. You know what I mean? This is cool. Walking to earn Mega Energy with your buddy, probably the most requested method of earning Mega Energy, because this is passive. This is something that trainers are already doing, and I don't know if this is going to be like if you walk a Mega Pokemon, you're not earning candy, or you earn energy in addition to candy, but I think that walking absolutely should be tied into earning Mega Energy, because it's something that we're all doing anyway, and that will kind of calm the masses a little bit of, them feeling, I don't know, monetized a little bit.
I would like it if it was still the same. Like, if you walk it like a Weedle for 1 kilometer, you get 1 candy. If you walk
1 energy
with 1 energy. I think that's fair because they're giving it to you for free. You're not working for it. But if let's just say you do go out and you go for a run or you go for a long walk, you're going to gain a ton of energy by just getting out and moving, which is the premise of Pokemon. Like, that's what Niantic wants. Like,
well, and I think they have to start pumping people up to get outside again, and get exercising and get active.
I think it's a surefire way to shake things up.
Yeah. No, I think it's all good. The community has been taking it very well. There's a lot of people that held off on their Mega Evolutions, and for good reason, because they know that in a live service game, when a feature drops, there's probably going to be updates. There's probably going to be bugs. There's probably going to be changes. So I'll talk about it in a minute here, and I'll get into this. Yeah, well, I mean,
I evolved my Mega Beedrill twice, trying to take pictures of it, and because that's the original. Originally, I got it and was like, "Oh, I'm super hyped about this because I'm going to Mega Evolve my 100%." I thought it was going to stay there. I didn't realize that there was a time limit, so that kind of bummed me out. And then I evolved it again to try to take pictures, and I don't know. I just didn't get the pictures I wanted.
Yeah, AR community is definitely asking for a way to take photos of your Megas without having to spend candy or spend energy. It's like, yeah, there's a lot going on. There's just so much going on, and I think that kind of influences what I want to get into here, and this is going to be a pretty interesting topic. So the current state of the community on Twitter has taken in my opinion, a very negative slide lately. Now, Twitter, it is what it is. I take it for what it is. I've been on Twitter for, well before, I had anything to do with this Pokemon brand or anything like that. So I understand Twitter. I've worked in gaming industry for a long time, and I've worked with gaming online communities for a long time. So I get it that Twitter and Reddit has its trolls, it has its negativity, it has its positivity, it's got all these cast of characters. But trainers that have been frustrated have turned Twitter into like this depot of fucking anger and negativity and mudslinging. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, please check us out. We're at PokeProfNet, at PokeProfnet. Link is in the description. And you'll quickly learn what we do on our social media channels. Now, each of our social media channels has a pretty distinct identity. Adam does an amazing job on Instagram, doing a lot of TCG stuff. I'm the one that's mainly on Twitter, kind of mixing it up with the community and fucking ruffling some feathers. That's typically how I handle Twitter because I want to create dialogues, and especially on topics that have the community split because I want to get people talking and interacting. Now, megas, in my opinion, are simply the latest thing for the Twitter mob to attack. And many doing the attacking would rather not have a conversation about it, which is a bummer. They want to just sling their shit and Homer Simpson themselves back into the fucking bushes, like just kind of disappear, which is a bummer. I want to have a dialogue about it. And what we're seeing is anyone that's showing any favor to megas is being labeled as like a shill and a sellout and on Niantic payroll, and saying like, you must be on Niantic payroll that you're saying nice things about megas when clearly everyone on Earth thinks megas are shit. And
listen, I don't get paid by anyone.
Right. And this
all these feelings are my own.
Now, this kind of vibe, this is something that I've personally dealt with for a long time because I'm always optimistic about fucking everything in the game. And I've also seen other creators like Reversal and Zoe catching heat for it too, where they come out with a video that says something positive about megas, or Reversal saying, I've just done fucking a billion fucking mega raids, and people are giving him shit saying like, well, you must be on Niantic's payroll to fucking have the money to do all this. Like, just people are pissed. They would normally scream it from the rooftops out into the Twitter ether and just be like, fucking megas suck. And it would just go out into the distance. And now they've turned that kind of energy onto the creators. And for me, I knew I was going to be a target because I'm always fucking mixing it up on Twitter. So
yeah, people love you on Twitter.
I hope so. No, but what's happening is I have a way of discussing things that I'm not happy with, but in constructive and kind ways, which many view as a sign of pandering to Niantic. And
that's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, and it's like, in my opinion, that's completely fucking ridiculous. A ridiculous perspective, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So I posted about megas. I defined the free-to-play loop that can be casually completed in about a week. And perhaps it was the community's impatience and demand for instant gratification that was the root of a lot of the negativity, rather than the game mechanics themselves, right? This set off a fucking shitstorm. And like, you know, look, I enjoy it. I like mixing it up on Twitter. I knew this was going to happen. And you have
insert poke the bear.
Yeah, you have a very small amount of people that are very vocal, and they were letting me have it. They were just like, you're a fucking bootlicker. You know, tell us the truth. Like, you're on Niantic's payroll. Why would you say nice things about megas? This is clearly bullshit. And it was building and building. And then you get this Twitter mob mentality where people that don't follow me, don't know me, I don't know if they've listened to the show, they start jumping in and they're just like, yeah, fuck you. You know, like, it's just a whole Twitter mob, which, whatever. I've got thick skin. I'm not going to like lose sleep over it, but I want to make content out of it. That's the whole fucking point here. So, all that being said, I want to clear the air about my relationship with Niantic, because a lot of people seem to be fucking twisted on what exactly is going on between certain creators and Niantic. And obviously, I'll only speak for this brand and Adam and myself, and I'll just want to clear the air. So, Adam and I are both members of a private network with Niantic and other creators of various mediums, from around the world. People that make websites, people that are in the press, people that are YouTubers, Instagrammers, influencers of any capacity that are selected for this group are in this private network and that which we're a part of. Now, what this means is we work closely with Niantic, usually on a daily basis, to amplify their messaging in an accurate and timely manner. We're under NDA contracts. Much of the information that was shared with us is under fucking strict embargo that we must follow. Do we get paid for this? No. Does it have benefits? Yes. And I'll lay it all out here to clear the fucking air. When events come around, we are provided access to events. And whenever we've talked about it on an episode, I always disclose, hey, just so you know, Niantic provided us with, these Safari Zone tickets. Even though that's not a required thing, I want to be transparent. So I'll always say that.
Honesty is the best policy.
Sure. When there's live events like Go Fest Chicago, we have access to the media tent and facilities. They even sometimes will send us like a cool promo box. Adam and I did an unboxing on Instagram where they sent me cool sunglasses and a fucking tote bag and a t-shirt and all that stuff. Yeah, so awesome.
Sunglasses.
I love those fucking sunglasses. But anyway,
I know.
but yes, more perks. These are all perks of this position. We get info early. Now, this is the biggest one. And this is a huge help to a weekly podcast, which means that we can record our episode and discuss that embargoed info and then release the episode once the embargo is lifted and provide content and news that's super up to date. And you'll notice that our tweets are also firing at the same time as Niantic and Pokemon GO tweets. This is thanks to that relationship that Adam and I have with Niantic. And that being said, that relationship in no way will ever affect the respect and couth that we display when we cover the game. The type of humans that Adam and I are, however, will prevent us from being total dicks about it when we cover it. And that doesn't mean that we are afraid to voice our criticisms, and, especially when those criticisms are not in Niantic's favor. You could talk about it without being a dick. That's what I always talk about.
Right. I mean, I'm upset that the Megas, when you beat them, they're not still Megas. I don't get to catch the Mega.
Yeah.
That's a mega letdown for me.
It's a mega disappointment.
but I'm not freaking out.
Right.
I mean, I could, but
right, but
why waste the energy?
But you're still on your platform saying to 100,000 fucking listeners, I don't like that they fucking de-mega evolve when you catch them. You know what I mean? So it's like that is.
I don't like that they can't stay mega forever. That makes me sad. I want to have my mega Pokemon with me all the time. Delibird got kicked. I'm hanging out with Beedrill right now. I don't like that. I wish there was a mega Delibird, but I don't get a say in any of this.
Let me continue.
Okay.
We also get to take part in cool promoted events from Niantic, like the Go Battle League Spotlight. We were featured in things like the CDOT Community Day live stream, all that stuff, all part of the relationship that I have with Niantic. Now, the trivia segments that I personally did during the GoFest live stream was under a paid contract with Niantic. That doesn't make me an employee, and when I had paid posts on social, I clearly had to define them with hashtag sponsored, hashtag paid, all that shit. So outside of that thing, I've never earned any money from Niantic. Zoe was just talking about this in one of her videos too. She's like, look, the last time fucking Niantic paid me was for a video during GoFest, and before that it was fucking months. So it's like, people need to kind of understand that. So, why am I so positive about things? One, that's just part of my fucking personality. I'm just the forever optimist. That's just how I am. PMA, positive mental attitude, all day, every day. Otherwise, I'd fucking run myself into the ground. So I gotta stay positive. That's just who I am. I love this fucking game. I have a platform that covers the game, and I have a small but highly engaged social media presence with influence, and because I have a working relationship with Niantic. Many of the people at Niantic I consider friends. And again, when something isn't right in the game, I can still call it out, be constructive, and not burn those bridges with my friends and others in those networks that I've worked exceptionally hard to create over the last 4 years. So that's the relationship with Niantic. So if you're going to call me a bootlicker because I broke my ass for the past fucking 4 years to develop these relationships, and then I utilize those relationships in a very fair and passive way, I talk about the game and still cover it critically. And what I've noticed is a lot of the people that give me shit on Twitter, they're not listeners of the show. So they're only seeing tweets. They don't hear me on the show saying, I think it's fucking bullshit about this or bullshit about that. So,
well, that's bullshit right there.
It's total fucking bullshit. And I also
that's Buffalon shit, to be honest.
I also put this up on Twitter. I said, if anyone wants to dig into this further or debate on these topics, I would love to. And I put my phone number up on Twitter. And I'll list it here, 732-835-8639. It's in the description. You want to talk about it? Call me, text me. Let's talk about it. It's not a topic that I'm going to shy away from. It's not a topic that I'm scared to talk about or unwilling to engage anyone over. But when you call me a bootlicker or a shill because I'm positive about something I love, it's like, bruh, it's time for a self-reassessment, in my opinion, on that person's behalf. So, woo! All right, well, that being said, Adam, I think we're ready for a little breaky break.
Yeah, let's take a break. That sounds fan-flippin-tastic.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have some listener emails, a little bit of miscellaneous news, and some Porygon info, which could be pretty exciting.
Could be. We'll wait and see.
We'll be back right after this. And we're back from our break. Thank you so much for that. Little housekeeping to get through before we get into the ass of the show.
That's the back half.
This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons, Ace Trainers, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Dem Gearsby Bangin', G-Stacks87, Griggle788, Harry, James, Jason, J, Mackle, Jolt Switch, John Zero, Lynchbot, Matt, M Pitts, PokeNabBot, Purple Pancake, Sam, Smeatwad, The Noise, Woodwoos Wolf, Shiny Carol, and Chris. Huge thanks to our gym leaders, Jamal, Tish, Robert, Sean, and P. Nickerson, and TN Comics Wiz, Talon, and Dig Dug Rob. Thank you all so very much. Huge shout out to Edgar for joining at the Discord tier this week. And if Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you could help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. We also have our merch store up at PokemonProfessor.com/merch. We've got all different types of t-shirts, hoodies. We've got fanny packs. We've got face masks, all types of cool stuff. Checking that out would be a huge high five moment from this side of the camp. A little bit of miscellaneous news here before we get into our final segments. A new 1 Pokecoin 3 Remote Pass bundle is in the shop. You can't argue with that. I mean, I'll fucking take it any day, all day. Yes, please. Give me cheap shit. I will gladly buy it.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, I don't know why. Because you have to go in there to get your free box anyways. Yep. So why not pay that 1 coin to get the next box?
Niantic has updated their Season 3 GBL blog page and have announced the postponement of the Flying Cup, which will now be featured during Go Battle Night in Season 4.
It's going to be a breeze.
Yes. All right, we're going to take a moment to check in with Willow's Almanac. We will also be covering an email in a minute about Willow's Almanac, but let's check in with Wolfie.
I'm Wolfie with Gaming Together Media, and this is Willow's Almanac.
Okay, running through some dates. We have Monday, the 7th. GBL will shift to all 3 leagues, plus the No Limit Premier Cup. Tuesday, the 8th, Hound Hour Spotlight Hour with Triple Catch Candy. Next week's mega event unlock is Mega Houndoom. So You want to potentially get that hundo for the Mega Houndoom to unlock, all that good stuff. Get your Hound Hours on the 8th. Wednesday the 9th is our final Heatran Raid Hour. Thursday the 10th, Cresselia returns to raids. Friday the 11th starts the Mega Battle event, which we'll cover in our next episode. Now, Season 4 Go Battle League details have been released, including a full timeline. We're recording this on Thursday. The announcement's coming out tomorrow. Pikachu! What's up, trainers? Ken from the future here. Just wanted to slip in some new information that's been released since we recorded regarding Season 4 of GBL. We've got our full schedule, and the season will be kicking off on Monday, September 14th with Great League. Follow its usual 2-week cycle of all the different leagues, but we have the inclusion of the Halloween Cup coming Monday, October 26th. This is going to be a limited meta featuring Poison, Ghost, Bug, Dark, and Fairy-type Pokemon, all in a Great League format. There's not going to be a walking requirement again for Season 4. Friendship will remain as good friends for remote battles, and you could still scan QR codes for long-range battles. There's been some other changes in regards to like rank progression and rewards. That's all good. That's going to be detailed in the link in the description. Go Battle Night is going to be Thursday, September 24th, and they move the Flying Cup to Go Battle Night. So Go Battle Night on the 24th will be, we'll have the Flying Cup all in one day. So it's pretty cool. This will, get everyone playing all at the same time. I like that a lot. There's also a bunch of changes to moves. Those will all be detailed in the link in the description. Just wanted to get this information in here. Now, back to our regularly scheduled podcast. Adam, last week when we were talking about the September calendar, we were like, oh, we don't have the date yet for Community Day. We actually had it all along. It's Sunday, September 20th. It slipped my mind. But
I can't believe it.
I know, but now we have some details on Porygon Community Day. Let us have it.
All right, so it's Sunday, September 20th. Like Ken said, it's going to be 11 to 5. So again, the 6-hour window, local time. Super pumped about that because I enjoy like heavy play for like 3 hours and then being able to like cook lunch, kind of have the Go Plus in the background, and then kind of, just enjoy the day.
Yeah, I don't mind doing raids on a 6-hour Community Day because I don't feel like I'm losing out.
Unless you have a Go Plus, unless you don't have a Go Plus.
Right.
But anyways, so Porygon Z can learn Tri Attack.
Yep.
That's awesome. That is exciting. Go Snapshot Surprise. The latest code shows a potential fix for the iOS issue.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be taken care of, yeah.
That's hype level right there. There's going to be a Community Day box in the shop with another Elite Fast TM. Optional $1 special research, decoding Porygon. That's going to get you access to an upgrade and a Sinnoh Stone.
Yep.
There's going to be 3 times catch experience, 3-hour incense as per usual. But because you need upgrade to evolve Porygon and a Sinnoh Stone to evolve Porygon 2, you can earn them with the story, just like I said. There's going to be research during the Mega Battle Challenge event week. On September 20th, all trainers can earn up to 3 upgrades and 3 Sinnoh Stones by completing timed research tasks. And the optional research will also award the upgrade and stuff, like I said.
So there's plenty of opportunities to get them. What's your inventory management on old evolution items? Like, do you usually keep a set amount in your inventory?
I keep 4 of everything.
I keep 5 of everything, and then 5 of most of everything, and then 10 Sinnoh Stones, 10 Unova Stones, even though I don't really fucking need them.
Yeah, I have 14 Unova Stones, 17 Sinnoh, 5 upgrades because I know Porygon Community Day is coming up, and I have 4 of everything else.
Yeah, so I typically keep 5, but a couple opportunities here to pick up some extra upgrades and Sinnoh Stones. You're going to need them. You don't want to, be in a situation where you've got a good Porygon that you want to evolve up, and then you can't during the Community Day window because you don't have the right fucking evolution item. So just be aware of that. Use these methods to pick them up. All right, we got a couple listener emails to run through before we wrap up. Let's see. This first one, this is from Allison. She says, "Hi, I just wanted to say my fiance and I listen to your podcast every week and we love it. I know everyone is talking about the Mega Raid controversy, so I just wanted to contribute something more lighthearted. We have a goal to get as many same spawn shinies as possible, as in the same exact Pokemon is shiny in each of our games, not counting Community Days. So far, we have gotten 2, an Onyx and a Alolan Exeggutor. It's kind of a fun thing that makes the shinies more special. Do you have any stories about getting some shiny or getting same shinies with anyone? Anyway, thank you for all that you do. Allison, that's awesome. I think that's a cool little way to be competitive with someone that you play with. It's kind of a friendly competition. I think that's great. I love situations when I'm in a big raid that has a shiny potential and more than one person gets the shiny from that raid. That's always a fun little challenge, when I'm out with my group.
Or everybody has it.
Well,
and that one person just keeps not getting it.
Not getting it. No, it's like, because I've done raids with 20 people where 4 people out of the 20 have gotten the shiny out of one raid. That's always exciting for me. So that's a cool little mini game that I like to kind of mess around with. But when my son was playing, we would do the same thing, and we would compete with our shinies. And when non-community day stuff, like he was the first one, out of my family to get a shiny Magikarp, and he would like rub our face in it. Like whenever he had the opportunity, he was like, "I'm the one with the golden fish." But yeah, that's a cool little mini game. What about you, Adam? You do any of that with Chanel or your son? Just trying to match up shinies?
He just gets excited when he gets one. I mean, Josh from Special Conditions, he texted me showing me that he's had like 1,500.
Dude, he's a fucking shiny machine. I don't get it.
But encounters with Lotad, and it was funny because we had discussed it privately about how he needs that one, and I was like, oh yeah, and I caught one. And I sent him a picture of it, and he was like very upset. And I only have like 300 or 400 encounters, and he has 1,500.
Yeah.
And then all day today, he's been like texting me pictures of Lotads. He's like, I've got 4.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But I've had 4 shinies in a row, and I have an incense going right now, and I've just been clicking on everything, hoping that I get another shiny to keep the day streak, so I can get another one for 9-3 and then keep it going, and then try really hard for tomorrow.
I think in my entire Pokemon Go career, I had 3 days in a row where I was getting full odd shinies. That's not very common for me at all. All right, moving on to our next email. This one from Adam. It says, "Hey guys, I've been playing Pogo since about the start of the lockdown. I'm having a great time. I found your podcast not long after, and I've listened regularly. I'm curious about an aspect of your show structure. Early in the episodes, you will often recap the week that was and give a preview of what's to come. About halfway through, the sound of Willow's Almanac plays with an out-of-context voice that is nowhere else in the show. You preview what's to come again. I'm just curious why this redundancy exists. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I know that keeping the show length from running away is important to y'all, and this seems like a counter to that. I'll keep listening, enjoying anyways. Thanks for all that you do." Adam, that's a great question. And the reason we do the Willow's Almanac is a lot of times when we're talking about dates, there's just so much information through the first half of the show. So there's all these dates and windows and times and all this stuff. And then during Willow's Almanac, it's our one last-ditch effort to just run through the dates one more time and just keep everyone abreast of what's going on. Because we could talk about, like in last week's episode was a great example. We talked about all 3 weeks of mega events, all 5 weeks of spotlight hours, all this shit that's going on. It's just so hard to keep track of through the course of the show. So we just touch on it one last time with Willow's Almanac at the end, just to kind of, keep those dates fresh in mind for what's happening in the next immediate week. Even though we might cover the whole month in one show, we'll talk about the next immediate week, with Willow's Almanac. But good question. Appreciate you for still listening, even though that's a little redundant. But Adam, I think that's it, man. I think that's a show. You got anything else going on?
That sounds like a show.
That sounds like a show, man.
I was really hoping that I'd get a shiny during the show so I could be like, yes, I got it. But...
Well, if you get one before this goes live, actually, I'm going to try to get this out tomorrow. But yeah, good luck. If you can run your incense for the rest of the night.
It's going. I've got 20 minutes right now.
There you go.
Then I'll have to drop another one and kind of let it go into tomorrow.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for checking out the show. We greatly appreciate it. Please check out all the links in the description to everything that we talked about today. You can support the show by visiting PokemonProfessor.com/merch. We have our Secret League pin as well as all our merchandise up there. You can email us, info@luredup.com. Like I said, the phone number is always 24/7, 732-835-8639. Check out luredup.com for everything going on with the show, PokemonProfessor.com for everything going on with the network. Please check us out on social media. We've got a lot of stuff going on, especially on Twitter and Instagram. Please check us out there. Stay up to date and stay in touch with, all this crazy madness that we have going on that we typically talk about, and every week. It's especially Twitter. Twitter has just been crazy, but I fucking love it and provides a lot of good content for the show. So mix it up on Twitter. Make sure you give us a follow and connect with us there. But Adam, if that's it, I think that's it. Is that it?
That's it. Sounds like it. Sounds like we're in a sewer with a red balloon.
Keep training, trainers. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see everyone next week.